Testosterone is the most misunderstood hormone, yet it is one of the most important hormones to us in modern times. Most of you can't deny that you would want more motivation, more drive, a better mood, and feel stronger. If not, this video is not for you. Otherwise, stick around for the health pillars necessary to optimize your testosterone for men and for women. Now, men and women both have testosterone. It's really a story of how much and what ratios to estrogen are in men's bodies compared to women's bodies. So women have 1/10 of the total testosterone of the average man, yet their testosterone values are equal to their estrogen, underlying the importance of testosterone in women. In men, estrogen is also really important. It's just much lower than it is in women. So when I'm referring to testosterone throughout this video, I'm referring to its function in both men and women. Now, what does testosterone do in the body? I'm going to start in the brain. One of the really cool things testosterone does is lower the threshold to be motivated. So if I use the example of I would like to learn how to do this, let's say play chess, I might find for my low testosterone values that my threshold to be motivated is really high. If I fix my testosterone levels, that threshold decreases. Now I find it easier to motivate myself to go and learn to play chess. This could also be exercise, a task at work, or anything in your life. It's just easier to do stuff when your testosterone is more optimal. Now, in muscle, testosterone increases the ability for muscle to recover, the ability for the muscle to actually contract and produce strength or to move things, and also the speed and power of it. So in essence, it makes you faster, stronger, and more powerful and easier to recover from exercise. Now, this links to body fat. If you've got larger muscles that are more metabolically active, you burn more calories, and that tends to maintain lower body fat levels. Now, of course, this is the most famous function of testosterone, is that it increases libido, and it's reasonably equal in men and women. Women are just more sensitive to it, and they have estrogen to increase the libido as well. And then men generally rely mostly on testosterone, and their brains are probably a little less sensitive to it, but it equates to increases in interest of whoever you're attracted to. If you'd like more health advice that's personalized to you, check out our questionnaire below. Give it a go. Takes on average 4 minutes, and then you'll get personalized advice at the end with your report. Now, when we talk about overall well-being and testosterone, it's really, if you feel stronger, you're easier to motivate, you're doing things that make you happy, you have a high sexual interest, and that's being satisfied with the people you're attracted to. You can get a bit of an idea here of why people go, I just feel better when I've got better levels of testosterone. They have a general increase in their well-being because as a human being, you're doing things that human beings like to do. Let's get into what optimizes it naturally so that you can get those optimal testosterone values and start experiencing these benefits that I've outlined. Now, one of the most important nutrients that produce testosterone in men and women's bodies is zinc. If you're low in zinc, then you cannot produce testosterone in high amounts. You're going to really struggle. And the body tends to ration zinc too. So if you're a little bit low, it's probably going to put it into areas that are a little bit more important to survival, like the immune system. So you want to have really good values of zinc. It's great to get this tested with a health practitioner like myself to ascertain where you're at and then get the proper supplementation to fix it. Now, calories. Why am I talking about calories and testosterone? Well, testosterone's kind of a hormone of, how would we put it? That your body's in a good place. It's safe and not stressed. To feel safe and not stressed, our bodies need adequate energy supply from food. If we're running on treadmills 5 hours a day, not getting sleep, and have a job that your air's fallen out from it, your testosterone values are going to be really, really low. Make sure that you're not extremely under eating. You've got adequate calories that are not overdoing it to the point of where you're gaining lots of body fat. It's just a nice, adequate amount. And make sure that you've got enough fat in there. If you're not eating enough fat in your dietary pattern, it's associated with lower testosterone production. So make sure some of those calories are coming from good fats that come from good sources like olive oil, macadamia oil, butters, etc. Now, I've alluded to this a little bit, but the other pillar I'm going to talk about here is stress. If you're really stressed in the kind of chronic sense and you don't like the type of stress that you're under, let's say you're in a job with long hours and you hate working there, what this is going to do is trigger a lot of cortisol production, and that suppresses testosterone in men and women. So you want to make sure that you're managing your stress and maintaining a good level of relaxation and recovery. That'll allow that cortisol level to drop and testosterone production to increase. Now, flowing into this again, in terms of another stressor, is sleep. Lots of studies show that if men and women are underslept, their testosterone production reduces. We can kind of feel this. We don't have enough sleep. Our interest in the people we're attracted to goes down, or libido goes down. We have low recovery from exercise, and we just feel rubbish. In part, what's happening there is testosterone values are declining because you're not sleeping enough. So get an adequate amount of sleep between 7 and 9 hours for adults, and that'll help ensure that you can produce enough testosterone and not overproduce stress hormones. This is a kind of flip side in terms of testosterone and stress, and it comes in two parts. What I'm talking about here is hard work. So testosterone likes to be secreted when you're doing something you find challenging but rewarding. Now, you can probably imagine this could be exercise, and there's particular types of exercise that really increase testosterone production. And that's essentially low reps with a lot of weight, and you really struggled to get it. So let's say if I pick, let's say a bench press, and your current easy weight that you can do is around 25 kilos on the bar or something like that. So you can do that for 8 reps. If you do that week in, week out, it's not really challenging. You know how to do it. It doesn't really make you sore anymore. You're fine. But if I do 35 kilos and I bring that rep range down to 4, and that fourth one is really hard, you're still doing good form, but the fourth one is really hard. The brain kind of goes, whoa, what happened there? And then it goes, that was a rewarding stressor I need to adapt to, because probably knows you're going to be trying to repeat that next week and better that to 5 reps. That's perfect for testosterone production. The other one is, let's say you've got the flip side of 2 longer hours and you hate your job. Let's say you're in a new job and you're finding it very rewarding, still a reasonable amount of hours, makes you tired at the end of the week, but you go, I cannot wait to get in there on Monday and annihilate that working week again because I'm having so much fun. I love the people I'm working with. What this does here is it's a rewarding stressor. It's perceived that way by the brain. This generally elevates testosterone as well. So it kind of feeds off the motivation you already have to get to work and supplies you with more. Now, the last one I'm going to go through is a little bit of an obscure way to increase testosterone production. And again, it's going to come in 2 parts. So it's essentially light, and it's a certain type of light. The full spectrum light that we get from, say, sunlight behind me here, if we get an adequate amount of that in the day, men and women produce better testosterone levels. And it's because certain lights do pass through our body and increase the function of certain cells that produce testosterone. So ovaries, adrenals, and the testes in men. Now, we do have some kind of health gurus out there, and the studies do support this behavior of where you can get light panels that produce a red and near infrared light. And it's basically we're stealing rays from the sunlight and concentrating them in these devices. And when applied to kind of, let's say, the pelvis for women and the testicular tissue or the groin for men, they do increase testosterone production. It's a bit of a funny one to do, but we do have all these health gurus telling us stories of putting light panels between the legs, and it does increase testosterone production. So good on them. Give it a go. if you feel comfortable. So there you have it. If you follow those health pillars and you start addressing stress, sleep, zinc values, make sure you're not under eating, get adequate light exposure, or you can get devices that really accelerate it, and find challenging, rewarding work to do, you're going to be most of the way there to get more optimal testosterone production and experience those benefits of better libido, better strength and muscle mass, less body fat, easier to motivate, and generally you're a happier human being. If you would like more expert health advice, book in with us at Fusion Health. I'd be really happy to help you improve your health beyond what you thought possible. Click the link below and find out more. Please watch the next video just up here to find out more health advice that'll help you optimize your health and go beyond disease-free.